Good morning, my friends. Happy Tuesday. Thank you so much for coming back and spending a little time with me today. Trashcraft Tuesday. And I have been kind of sitting wondering what I'm going to do for it. And I didn't want to do my grungy journal today as part of Trashcraft Tuesday, but I had an idea and it's like seriously, I need to do that for Trashcraft Tuesday, and it's going to be for my grungy journal. So, we're just going with it. So I have not actually sealed my cover yet. I actually forgot where I put it. I forgot I'd set it under my mat to just kind of flatten it out. And I was hunting around this morning. I was like, where have I put the cover? Where is it? And then I suddenly realized, duh, I put it under my mat. So I did pull it out. I've measured it up so that I know the maximum size because I want to create at least one journal page today. So the maximum dimensions that I want are 7 3/4 inches by 10 and a half inches. So that's to fold it in half to get the 5 1/4 inches wide that I need. Or that's my kind of like the biggest size I want to go to. So that aside, we're going to put the journal page aside. I'm going to start off with a book page, and this is an encyclopedia, quite thin paper. Now I just want a plain one that's just got text on it, and I'll grab two while I'm here, maybe from a different section of the book. And I'm just looking for text, so I'm checking that there's no images or anything. Come on, you don't want to come out of there that easily. Let's find an easier page. That image, that's fine. It's not one I'm likely to use any other way. Oh, these pages this far through, struggling to get them started, but we managed. Okie dokie, let's put that book aside and work out our dimensions. So vertically no more than 7 3/4. Oops, let's get that. Actually, why don't we put them both together? That might be sensible, do you think? It might just be sensible. Oh, and I've got glue on my hand, distracted by the smallest of things. So we've got 7 1/4, so we're great height wise, and I just need to double check because I'm like that. Yes, brilliant. Right, let's fold it in half, or I want to fold them separately and see how we are on width. So my advice is, if you've got a journal cover size that's a bit odd, make a note of the dimensions and then of your extreme dimensions. So when I measured, I didn't measure what it actually was, so it's actually just below 8 inches. I moved my ruler and thought I don't want to go above or below, and chose my measurement that way, and did the same for the width. And then you're set to choose out your pages and to make them suitable. So we want no more than 5 1/4 across, and we have 5 1/4 on the money. I might take a wee sliver off just to, no, actually I think it should be fine. I don't think I need to take a sliver off. Let's just double check, what they look like inside. Yeah, I'm going to take just a sliver, just a little hair's breadth. So how was your Monday? Did you have a good Monday? How's your Tuesday going? I'm still in Monday as I'm recording this. It is Monday morning still, no less. And it's a beautiful, beautiful day. I've done a load of sheets and towels, and they're busy swinging out on the clothesline. hopefully getting dry. It's just a gorgeous day. So pretty out there. Right, so I've got 2 bases for journal pages. Trash Craft Tuesday, what am I using? Apart from book page, I'm using my strippy scraps. So hopefully you have some strippy scraps as well. If you don't, maybe start making yourself some from any time you cut off, you know, cutting out digitals or like the edges of book pages, that sort of thing. And I'm going to grab out just random strippies. These are often what I stamp on, but I do have quite a lot. So, you know, I think I can spare some. And it's a good way, some of these might be a bit short, but it's a good way to use them up, I think. Not something I've done before, so maybe it's a new idea for you as well. It certainly is for me. I think, yeah, some of these aren't going to be suitable, but we will work that out as we go along. Now, I think I need quite a few. Too short, I think, but right, let's grab out this bunch that I've got in my hands, if I can, without making a mess. Okay, got some stuff to work with. And I'm going to create journal pages with essentially strips of writing space. Now that's very close in colour to my book page, so I'm not going to put that one there. This is some speckled paper. And we're going grungy. You know, that's the purpose of my journal. But if you're not going grungy, then you don't need to worry about that. You can still use this idea in whatever style you like. Okay, so I've given it torn edges. It's got straight edges. I'm going to leave it like that, and I'm going to grab out my ground espresso. Give it some ink. So there's going to be a lot of inking, I'm afraid, my friends. If you're not doing grunge or vintage, you could use whatever colour you like. You could make it pink or blue or purple, or not ink at all. Or instead of inking, you could run like a felt tip pen or something along the edge and just give it a coloured edge like that. Lots of ways. Or you don't have to use a pad, you could just run the edge of your ink pad around as another way. So you don't have to be an inker, but if you still want to add some colour, there are other ways. Or you could put out some paint and then just like drag the edge of your paper through the paint, whether it's watercolour or acrylic, whatever you like. So we're going to just layer up some strips. This is cardstock, but I actually think it's worth using it here. So we're going to give it some torn edges. Now you could do torn edges along the top and bottom as well. I'm not going to. I am not going to muck around too much because I'm aware that just even the inking of these things is going to take a little bit of time, so I'm just going to do the minimum in terms of fussing with the papers. Now, because this is a cardstock, I perhaps should have used tacky glue, but I haven't, so I might have to go back in and give it a little touch. Now I want to leave some book page in between. And so you could totally just write like your thoughts, or you could do like snippets of days or different topics, like this might be what you did for breakfast, this is what happened with the cat, this is what funny thing the kids said in the morning, you know, just do fun little snippets. I think it just gives some fun options rather than just like a whole blank page that's like, what am I going to write? And of course this won't be the whole journal, it's just going to be, I think 2 pages is what I'm intending on, or not. I might do one for the journal and then one as an idea. Probably better idea to have one as an idea and one in the journal, because you need to do all 4. Well, you don't need to. That's not true. I want to do all 4 sides so that there will end up to be 4 pages in the journal of this style, and I think that's probably quite sufficient. Right, let's bring the glue book along so we can all see what we're doing. And I think already it looks kind of cool. Fun, 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 my friends. Very fun. Now, preferably I would like to vary the height as well if I can. These are all about, I'll put this one, it's about the same height, but we'll just make sure the next one is a bit different. To give some good ink on my dauber here. It's a very simple project. It's not complicated, not very involved, but I thought it's just a really good scrap busting, because goodness knows I need to bust a few scraps. Good scrap busting exercise. Use up some of those plain book pages that aren't super exciting. You know, when you get pops of text, love it, but on its own it's like, well, it's just a whole lot of boring text. There's nothing interesting about it really. It's just a lot of the same. So we're just dressing it up a little bit, making it a little more grungy, so leaving of course the torn edge where we took it out of the book. Oh, loving it. This one with the bit of text along the bottom, I think I will leave that text on, because it's just a bit of fun. And I might put it up the way so that the direction of the text runs the opposite to the underneath page, the base, if you like. Wondering how soon before I need to change out my glue page. Probably not too far away. So I want that the opposite way, don't I? Yes. So put the text at the top. It's actually not too dissimilar in width to the one further up, but that's okay. Okay, this is another bit of cardstock. And probably the last one on this side. And then I don't want to just leave it at that. I want to add something else to the page, just to dress it up a little bit, make it a little bit decorative, but not overboard. And I don't think I'll add something decorative to each of the 4 sides, but definitely at least one. So it's going to finish off that, and this one I am going to use tacky glue, just in case the other one pops up. I did refill my glue bottle after recording the Deal It Up challenge video, which I did earlier this morning, and unclogged it because it had a nice blockage in there from not being used for a few days, or a couple of days. I mean, how simple is that? But I think it looks really interesting. Okay, now we want to dress it up a little bit with something. What do I want to use? I want to stay with that grungy. Well, I'm doing grungy. You don't have to. you don't have to do anything you don't want to, but I am doing grungy. Boom, boom. I'm thinking it's sort of a stamped sort of something or other. Well, that's quite a fun. Is it decorative enough though? I was kind of wanting something with an image, a label with them. No, it's not the right dimensions, I think. Some leaves. Well, that could go vertical. Is that the right thing? Thinking, is it too big is what I'm wondering. This has got some smaller leaves. Let's try this one. Let's give it a quick little cut out. Again, just going simple. I don't want to overcomplicate or spend too much time. I just want something relatively simple, quick and effective. I want it to be effective. I want it to have a purpose, and its purpose is decorative, to bring a little bit of decoration to this writing page. And fun, you know. Grungy, I think, still needs fun over and above the fact that it's grungy. Does that make sense? Yeah, I'm just going to put that there. I'm just going to run around it with this lightly just to catch any of my miscutting. And since I've got the tacky glue here, I'm just going to go ahead with that. So we're not using up a lot of the writing space, just a little something, little nod to decoration. Right, let's move these out their way. We might be diving back into them, who knows. Oops, let's change out my glue page. I think I'm getting quite low on this glue stick. I think I can see the edge of the plastic holder that holds the glue. I'm just doing a little kind of tidy up here for a moment. Now here you could, if you wanted to do right across, you would need longer strips. I want to keep it in like half and half because I'm not going to be using it in the center. Well, I don't think I'll be using it in the center. But yeah, I want to retain like that separate page look. And the longer bits that I'm tearing off, you know, the ones that aren't super short, I'm keeping those because they will be stamped on or something, probably stamped on. So what's up for this week, my friends? What's on your schedule? You got much on this week? I've got the usual, you know, nothing really unusual going on. Groceries on Friday, so I'll be out all day Friday, and Wednesday and Thursday, of course, a food bank, so I'll be down at the food bank packing parcels and all that jazz. Yeah, I think that's probably the summation of my week, really. Just pretty much normal, which is fine. I was saying, you know, just a couple of weeks back, I was saying I just wish I could have normal, you know, just a week of where nothing is going on, nothing unexpected. It's just all good. Right, that's a bit short, but I am still going to use it. And I made it even shorter by tearing that end. I'm not going to tear this end because this is where it came out the book, so it's got a little bit of character that I want to retain, even though it's pretty straight. we have got plans coming up for the beginning of May. It's my uncle's 80th birthday, and he lost his wife a year and 5 months ago, 4 months, something like that. We're in April, so five or 6 months ago he lost his wife to an illness, and he's doing it pretty tough. You know, they've been together for many years, and his best friend passed away several years ago, who was an uncle. They were only related by marriage, but they were best friends and spent a lot of time together. And his children are living overseas, and so he's just doing it really tough. And then his wife's, my aunt's best friend, passed away within a year of my aunt passing, and they were good friends as well. Like, as well as being his wife's best friend, you know, he was good friends naturally. And she passed away as well, so he's been dealing with a lot. So as a family, we want to do, you know, we were setting up a birthday lunch in Christchurch. Now, he lives in Westport. Westport is basically 3.25 to 3.5 hours away, depending how fast you drive. If it's my brother's, then it's more like 3. But so it's a wee way away, whereas Christchurch from me is only like 40 minutes. So, you know, we were trying to set something up in Christchurch. But my uncle would like it to be in his hometown of Westport, and that's fair enough, because then, you know, he can have his friends that are still around in Westport can come and celebrate with him. So we have booked accommodation for hubby and I and my mum and stepfather, because they can't drive there. They need someone to take them. So we kind of had a look and can hubby and I manage this? And it was like, yep, we can do it. We've got enough time that we can plan it out. And I found accommodation and booked it with free cancellation. So like, there's no risk if plans change. So I booked the accommodation, and but we're still waiting to hear whether it's actually going to happen, because my uncle was, you know, trying to see how many people would actually make the trip, as to whether he would go ahead with it in Westport or have it in Christchurch. So that's coming up in early May, and hubby already had the Friday off, because it's his birthday's on Thursday, and so instead of taking the Thursday off, he decided he'd take Friday and have a long weekend, which is very beneficial, because we'd go over on the Friday, and his birthday's on the Saturday. Well, his birthday's actually on the Friday, but the celebration would be on the Saturday, and then we'd come home on Sunday. So pretty excited. I hope that he does have it in Westport, because the last time we went to Westport was for my aunt's funeral, and it would be nice to go for a happy occasion, a happy event. And I imagine he'll be quite emotional. Every time I see him, he's very emotional. You know, he's just, love him to pieces, and I wish I could make it better, but, you know, grief just has to go through. You just have to go through grief. It's you know, nobody can take it from you. But last time I saw him at a cuzzy lunch, he just didn't let go. Like, yeah, he just didn't let go of me, because I hadn't been at the one previous, and he said he missed me, and he just clung on to me. And so at that particular lunch, it was not in March, it was February 1, I just made every opportunity to go and give him a hug. And I gave him so many hugs. And Mum had been talking to him on the phone during March, and she, you know, he actually told her how much he enjoyed seeing me and getting hugs, and she said she could hear the happiness in his voice. And I thought, oh, it just makes me really happy, but it also makes me really sad. You know, sad that he's having a tough time of it. But yeah, so I really hope we get to go to Westport. Really do. Even though it's just for such a short time. It'd be really nice. Now, do I want that? Or let's see if we've got something, different type of paper. That's a bit thick. Bit wide, deep, whatever. I think we can get away with this one. It's just, oh, that's, come on, stay stuck down. This is cardstock as well, as is that. And yeah, that one is as well, as is that one. So a lot of cardstock on this page, but it's going to make this thin page a bit sturdier. So, and I'm going to deal with this gap here in a moment. You know how I said I wasn't going to put a decorative element on every page? Don't hold me to it, because I'm going to fill that with something decorative. My rules, I can break them, but there are no rules, so you can break them too. So that's what's coming up in my world. I do need to do something about hubby's birthday on the Thursday. So Thursday, typically I don't cook because I'm so exhausted from a couple of days of the food bank. So yeah, not sure yet. He's told me what he wants. And I'm like, oh, I don't know if we'll be able to find that. And I was like, can I make it? And I was like, well, I could make it, but I don't have time. So it's an item of clothing, and a specific item of clothing. So an older fashioned, should I say, item of clothing. So yeah. Right, let's fix this gap here. Do I want a label? Oops, don't avalanche, no. No avalanche. Or do we want something a little different? We've got narrow. It's kind of cute, but not quite right. Birdcage. Birdcage in green. Don't think so. Don't know what I'm going to do with those bird cages in green. I stamp them and just don't use them. But they'll live there, then it's not like they're taking up lots of space. There's a key. Actually, I kind of like the key. Let's do the key. I've got so few images in this bin. It's called Decorative Elements. But I think I would like to give this, I won't do it on where the glue is, bit of a dull down on that white, since we are looking at grunge. Do some on the green as well. And have we got a clear spot somewhere here? There seems to be clearish. And carefully put the glue on so I don't gouge. There we go. That should be sufficient. It's very thin paper, so I'm sure that will be ample. And then we're just going to pop that down there. Let it overlap some of the strips. Fun. Are you loving it? I'm loving it. I think it's cool. How are we going on time? Oh, we're doing well on time. So not a super labor intensive, not really, as long as you've got your strips already saved. So we'll put that one, or do we want to put this one at, no, I'll put it at the top. It's too similar to this bit on that side. Not that they will be seen together, but you know, just makes me happier to vary it. Oh, my tummy's gurgling. Did you hear that? That's my cup of coffee going down. You probably didn't hear it, and therefore I've outed myself. I'm crazy. I'm actually a little crazy today. I will say that. I'm feeling in a bit of a creative, crazy mood. which I'm actually really enjoying. I haven't felt like this for a little bit, to be honest. I haven't felt like this for a little bit. It's been a while. And so I'm just relishing just this sense of free, creative, fun, lightheartedness, happiness. At the end of the day, it's happiness. So I hope you're having a good day along with me. Oop, that's too short. This one's cool. It's got all those lines on it from drying on my cake rack. Yes, I know there's a lot of inking, but for me it's essential with what I'm doing here for me, for the grunge. If I wasn't doing it in a grungy manner, I wouldn't worry so much, particularly if I'm working with coffee dyed paper. But in the name of grunge, thou, meaning me, shalt or shall ink. Just going to make sure I'm not going up to the crease line there. I love it. Okay, what about this? Oh, well, I don't like a word on that side, and I don't like two words on that side. Perhaps we'll just set that one aside. We'll just ignore that one. That's we're boycotting that particular strip. It might end up in the bin, or I'll just run it through the guillotine and cut off that tiny little half line of text that just happens to have words out of context that just don't please me. And I'm not going to repeat them because they're definitely not polite words. I'm just going to leave it at that, shall we? Just leave it at that. And no, not swear words either. Just, yeah. Just leave it. Don't need to explain, Belinda. Just leave it. Yeah, so still yet to work out how I'm going to achieve hubby's birthday present wish. So I have to give that some good thought, probably a bit of Googling and hunting and seeing if I can find something, maybe a bit of op shopping, if I can get into the city and go around a few op shops and see if I can find. And it's tricky doing it without him though, because one thing getting the item, and two, actually getting it in a size that fits him. I mean, I know his size, but clothing is never that easy, is it? So it varies so much. It's, in particular, it's a waistcoat or a vest. You know, the older style ones that you would see with a suit, but which he wants to wear alone, because his anniversary present, which he chose out from me, is a pocket watch, and it's inscribed on the front with no, I can't remember how it goes, but something about, you know, love between husband and wife. And yeah, I have to have a look at it and see exactly what it says. But he wants, oh, look at my inky, yeah, I'm getting grungy fingers. He wants a vest so he can, you know, wear it in the little waistcoat pocket, because when he wears it with his jeans, of course, it's in the same pocket with his keys, and I says it's going to get all scratched and yucky. And it's something he would only wear it, you know, at the weekend or going out to an event or something. It's not something he uses every day, the pocket watch. So yeah, he wants a vest or a waistcoat. So there we go. Don't know what I'm going to do. Put that there. Of course, the wider your paper, the less inking and the less strips you have to lay down. So if you've got some nice wider strips, you could make it easy, but I love the narrow and the wide all mixed together. I think it just makes it even more interesting. So hubby, our lawnmower is not behaving itself right now, so hubby's off to our friends tonight on the way home from work to borrow their lawnmower. So hubby will be mowing lawns tonight, which means tea will be a bit later than normal. And then tomorrow night after work, he's going back to see that friend just to catch up for a visit, not a can I borrow this visit, which he also did that last month too. Just went round and had a social catch up. So it will be probably a late tea tomorrow night as well. And that's fine. If I know ahead of time, I'm a lot happier with it than when I don't know and I'm cooking and tea's ready and hubby's not home. Then I get a little miffed, shall we say. Oh yes, I can get very grumpy very quickly, especially if I'm hungry. So I'm hungry, tea's ready, where are you? It's going to go cold. And I made the most delicious pot roast yesterday. Had it in the slow cooker all day with carrots and kumara. Kumara is New Zealand's version of a sweet potato. So I had carrots and kumara and onion and celery and bay leaves and thyme and some barbecue sauce and some beef stock and water and what else? Salt and pepper. Oh, and garlic. Cooked all day, smelt good all day. Like I could tell it was doing good things because the smell. And then I thickened up the gravy for the last hour. Put some flour and butter in it to thicken it up. And it's made enough for 3 days of meals. 3.5 days. Yeah, 3.5 days of meals. So good. We're probably a bit sick of it by the end of that, but right, how are we going? Are you hanging in there with me, guys? Or are you wandered off, or you're doing the vacuuming or emptying the dishwasher or something? Because it's like, yeah, I've seen this. Yeah, I know how this goes. Don't need to watch anymore. And that's fine. If you're just listening to me prattle on. Because that's really what I'm doing now. I'm prattling. So I'm telling you a lot about my day and my weeks and what I'm up to. So feel free in the description box. No, why do I keep saying that? In the comments section, tell me how your day's going or what you're up to this week. I love it when you tell me. And I've got a few of you who tell me regularly, and I absolutely love hearing back from you, hearing what you're up to or what's going on in your world right now. It just makes this essentially solo job. You know, I'm sitting here and there's not even a cat around me at the moment. Just makes me feel like I'm not in isolation, and that's pretty cool. I do like my own company. I will say that. I do very much like my own company. It's the classic introvert tendency for you. Quite happy being in my own space, my own world. But like everyone, need a bit of human connection at times. It's good for one. Even if you're an introvert, it's actually good to see people, to converse with people, and then you run away to your own hidey hole and recover. Who knows what I'm saying? Who out there is also an introvert? I know at least, Lydia, you are an introvert. Who else is an introvert from my viewers? This is a pretty cool strip. Take that word off, because I needed to trim it down and that word was just in the firing line. This is already, oh, it's very fragile paper, so I've got to be a bit more careful. Although grunge, it's fine. It's already got some really beautiful coloration from the natural book page. It's old book. Oops, it's stuck to my page. Oh, now there's a cat. Kelly's just hopped down from the cat bed, going for a snack. Yeah, glued down, that little break is fine. I think that's the same book. This is a bit of sheet music. Pop that on. Bit of ink first. I think I'm getting through some scraps. That makes me happy. I really need to do more stamping though. I haven't done stamping for a while. I do it in batches. Like I'll have a big session and then I'll be right for a while. But I probably should concentrate on some things for that decorative element box that's got very, very little in it. And I'm sure I've been saying that for probably years, not months. It's like every time I grab it out, oh, there's not much in here. I need to do more of these. Yeah, I'm sure I have said that. And yet, have I done it? Nope. Right, put that one because I don't want the text upside down. Normally I don't care so much about the text being right side up, but I just think it'd be a bit weird if I put it upside down. Right, bit of this thinner coffee dyed. And I coffee dye these strips, so these ones, all this type of strip, are cut-offs from cutting out digitals, which I then put in a coffee bath and dry. So they were offcuts that I've treated, and it's a bit of a labour intensive thing, but I don't want to waste it, and I don't want quite that many plain white strips, whereas the coffee dyed ones, like, they're beautiful. Well worth the effort, I think. So we're almost done, my friends. If you're still with me, thanks for hanging out with me. Oh, that one's popping up. It's not gluing down properly. Let's give it a more of a press. The shout glue, and my inky fingers really distracting me. So a bit of cardstock again. So almost there. Last strip going on. And I think I'll use tacky glue on this. Put the lid on the ink and the lid on the glue stick. How about? Here we go. Well, I'm only obviously getting one done in this video. I'm not getting anywhere near that second one. I think it's so cool though. What a fun page. In my journal. I might need to, since this is such thin paper, I might put washi tape down the spine just to give it a bit of longevity. But I think that looks so cool. Do I want to add any other elements? Let's go back to the labels. I'm thinking about one on this back page, maybe on top of that text. This one's got some tears and things, although we'd probably be cutting those off. Let's just quickly, I'm not sure whether pink's the right colour. It's definitely on the grunge side though. It's avocado dyed. Might be avocado and coffee, actually. Yeah, if I put it there, that's just too random for me. It's like, why is that in the middle? Whereas over to the side here, I like that, and I like it on an angle. Just something a bit more interesting about it, I guess. And I think a little bit of colour here and there, I think's a good thing with grunge. Mix it up with grunge. Doesn't have to be like all neutral. Totally not. I think sometimes in my brain I tend to think grunge is just like neutral, but it's not. You can totally have grungy colour. Right, make sure we get this up the right way. And just do like a jaunty little angle. Just because it's more interesting. There we go. And that other third page, I'm not going to put anything on. This one is just going to be plain like that. Okay, that's it today, guys. Simple project. Bit of inking. If you want to ink, you do not have to, guys. Just don't look at it and go, oh, I don't ink, so I'm not doing that. You don't have to. I just think it looks really good, and with the grunge, it's kind of, for me, is an essential part to really give me that grunge factor. But I think it looks so cool, and it's, you know, it's reasonably sturdy. We have got a moment. I'm just wondering about putting some washi tape there. What would look good is the question. It's kind of got a grungy feel. It's a black and white print with a green background. So it's botanical. But yeah, I think that will work. I am going to cover over the ends of my cool ends though. Oh well. It's better to cover over the ends of the papers than to have the page fall apart in the journal. I think even a grungy journal, we don't want our pages falling apart, ripping, tearing out. So better off that I cover those ends and keep it safe. And I've gone over the label there. That's fine. It's all part of grunge, isn't it? So I just rather be safe than sorry and have my page just tear out. Wouldn't be great. So if I put some down the inside, we'd go over a key, which I think that just on the outside will be fine. Just making sure it sticks down. And sorry guys, just got to take care of this inky finger because it's really not pretty with the ground espresso. Looks like I've been digging in the garden, and you know I don't dig in the garden. No, 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 no. Okay, so there we go. Now that I've done my cleanup and my fix-up job, I'll let you go. Thanks again, my friends, for joining me. Take care, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye for now.